Hello gamers, this is John, host of Video Games in the World, and welcome back to Illusion of Gaia. So last time I was at the natives village and then entered the Cambodian temple of Angkor Wat where we saw the new world, and now this is the village of Dao where we are going to the pyramids. First, let's get the three red jewels in this place. One red jewel, as you saw right here, is on the grass next to that crook. And the next two red jewels are where you play in a mini game called Snake Panic. Have to hit a bunch of snakes in order to get the two red jewels. So let's hit as many snakes as we can. The more snakes you hit, you can easily get the red jewels. $75 snakes, and I'm gonna get 2 red jewels for that. Yeah. Okay, so now let's give them to the. So we got 44 red jewels, and 5 red jewels are in the pyramid, and the last red jewel is in the Tower of Babel. There you go. And now we're going to become the ultimate warrior, Shadow. But first, we have to get the power known as the aura. And I got it. The aura is Shadow's mind. When he holds it up, his body becomes like water. It can get you to places in the pyramid that you cannot access neither as Will or Freedan, which is really cool. Okay, so going down. You know, for some reason, the music of the pyramid theme reminds me of the movie The Mummy, starring Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, Arnold Vosloo, and John Hannah, and Odette Fair. It's a great movie. The first two movies were phenomenal. Third one, not as great as the first and second one, but still pretty good. But and you see, there was a reboot with Tom Cruise in it. It really wasn't good. It was awful. Well, at least Imhotep is in this pyramid. My favorite part in that movie, The Mummy, is when Jonathan Carnahan, Evie's brother, he's trying to escape, and there's Imhotep slaves ready to attack, and then he pretends to be part of the mob and goes like, Imhotep, Imhotep. That part was really phenomenal. Imhotep. Imhotep. Bam. Imhotep. 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 Okay, so history lesson, right? And again. So the Egyptian pyramids are very, very ancient, dating back for over 2,000 years old. They are ancient masonry structures located in Egypt. Sources cite that at least 118 identified Egyptian pyramids, and there are 80 pyramids that were built within the Kingdom of Kush, now located in the modern country of Sudan. Of those located in modern Egypt, most were built as tombs for the country's pharaohs and their consorts during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods. So the earliest known Egyptian pyramids are found at Saqqara, northwest of Memphis, although at least one step pyramid-like structure has been found in Saqqara dating to the First Dynasty, Mastaba 3808, which has been attributed to the reign of Pharaoh Anejib, which with inscriptions and other archaeological remains of the period, suggesting there may have been others. The earliest pillars also were the Pyramid of Djoser, built circa 2630 to 2610 BCE during the Third Dynasty. This pyramid and its surrounding complex are generally considered to be the world's oldest monumental structures constructed of dressed masonry. So, however, the most famous Egyptian pyramids are those found at Giza, on the outskirts of the capital city of Egypt, Cairo. Several of the Giza pyramids are counted among the largest structures ever built. The Pyramid of Khufu is the largest Egyptian pyramid. It is the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world still in existence, despite its being the oldest wonder by about 2,000 years. Well-known pyramids are the largely destroyed pyramid of Djedefre, located in the site of Abu Warash. Of course, like I said, Giza has the most famous pyramids. There's also Sayed El Aryan. The location for 2 unfinished Old Kingdom pyramids. The northern structure's owner is believed to be the pharaoh Nebka, while the southern structure, known as the Layer Pyramid, may be attributable to the Third Dynasty pharaoh Kaba, a close successor of Sekhemkhet. There's also Abu Sir and Saqqara. So what you have to do in the pyramid is get 6 hieroglyphs in order to get into the Mummy Queen's room and find the 5th mystic statue. Egyptians built the pyramids, and don't think it was the. And you think aliens did it? Stop watching Ancient Aliens, please. Most of that stuff in Ancient Aliens, it's bullshit. That's one of the red jewels. Yes. Yeah, I got out the long way. I didn't want to bore you with all the details. Yeah, so I'm editing my mistakes away because, you know, I didn't want to bore you with all the details. So, we're gonna have to turn back into young Will. So we can get the next red jewel here. The red jewel in the third room. Da. Okay. Yes. So I got 2 hieroglyphs and only got 3 more left. Looks like I'm gonna have to become young Will again. Because in some places in this pyramid, you have to be Will and Shadow. In some places, you have to be Will. In some others, you have to be Shadow. Or Freedan, if you like. But in this pyramid, personally, I prefer being Shadow. Yes. All right. Okay. All right, now I recovered all my 9 lives. That from a couple of lives that I lost at the Temple of Angkor Wat. Yes. Okay, spin dash. There you go. If they could only remaster this game. Or if only Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia could have spiritual successors. Well, speaking of spiritual successors, some were loved, others loathed. Now, the spiritual successors that was pretty loathed was Mighty Number 9, which was considered to be a spiritual successor to Mega Man, but it turned out it didn't achieve the success that the developers were hoping for. Too bad. As for Castlevania, its spiritual successor is Blasphemous. Love that game. It's so freaking cool. It was created by a team of Spanish game developers from Spain. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. The Penitent One. The Penitent One doesn't speak, as once he became the Penitent One, he took a vow of silence. Therefore he's not allowed to speak. And you don't get to see his face. And I like that, because it adds more mystery to the character. A spiritual successor to Ghosts and Goblins, which I consider like Castlevania and meets Mega Man. Its spiritual successor is called Cursed Castilla, or in Spanish, Maldita Castilla. And also another spiritual successor to Castlevania, Bloodstained. I love Metroidvania games. They're so awesome. Can't go back up there. Which means I may have to turn to Will again. Killing a bunch of mummies and eagle heads. I just heard also that The Last of Us is going to be delayed because of the writer's strike. That sucks. And Cobra Kai is also delayed because of the writer's strike. Man. And I think that season 6 is going to be the final season of Cobra Kai. I gotta say that it was a really fun ride. And to think that Cobra Kai started out as a YouTube original, but then it became a Netflix original. Yeah. Yaha, I have to be Will again. Holy shit. So, when it comes to Netflix shows, I saw video game adaptations of Netflix and I really enjoyed Castlevania. Now that's how you adapt a video game. Good examples of how to do a really good video game adaptation are the following: the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie, Resident Evil. Oh, the 2002 Resident Evil movie and its sequel, Apocalypse, they were good movies. Although different characters, at least Apocalypse was like the most faithful to the source material. Welcome to Raccoon City, faithful to the source material, but it was too rushed. Because they combined both the mansion incident with the Raccoon City incident. Okay, the 2006 Silent Hill movie was phenomenal. I really enjoyed it. Other good video game adaptations include Detective Pikachu, the 2018 Tomb Raider movie with Alicia Vikander, her as Lara Croft, and Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 were great game adaptations, and other great video game The Last of Us was phenomenal, and Super Mario Brothers as well. The movie that came out on March, I really enjoyed that movie. Yeah, those are, and also on Netflix you got good video game adaptations like Castlevania, Dragon's Dogma, Dragon Age Absolution, and Tekken Bloodline. I cannot wait for Castlevania Nocturne, the one with Richter, which is loosely based on Symphony of the Night. One of my second favorite Castlevania game, next to Super Castlevania. Super Castlevania 4. Yes. Got a red jewel, baby. Yeah. Now, with the success of Mario, I can only hope that they can make an animated Zelda movie. That'll be good. Oh, and speaking of a Legend of Zelda movie, I remember that the actor from Stranger Things, Gaten Matarazzo, said that he would like to see a Legend of Zelda movie that is animated, but without any voice dialogue, and let the music and the visuals do all the work. Well, considering that we never heard of a voice dialogue until Breath of the Wild, because in games like Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and The Wind Waker, or as well as all these other games like oh yeah, the Minish Cap, the Four Swords Adventures, Hyrule Warriors, and all you heard which other game? Oh yeah, Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks and A Link Between Worlds and the remake of Link's Awakening. All you heard were like grunts, screams, laughing, giggling, crying, growling. You never heard a voice dialogue until Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is the very first Legend of Zelda video game to feature voice dialogue. But we never heard Link talk. We never heard him talk. Well, we only see him have a dialogue in manga adaptations of the Zelda games that we all knew and love. Well, I guess we gamers are the ones doing all the talking for Link. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of voice dialogue, remember that crappy CDI game of Zelda that we should never consider a Zelda game? Those CDI Zelda games like Link, Wand of Gamelon, and Faces of Evil? Oh my god. Whatever I see, I shall devour. What the hell was that? Huh? Jesus Christ. Gee, and I thought that the Zelda cartoons were bad. Oh, well, the Zelda cartoon is a cheesy classic. However, there are movies based on video games that some of them were meh or guilty pleasure, but many of them were abominations. The ones I consider meh are the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movies, Lara Croft Tomb Raider, and Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life. Those were meh. The 1993 Super Mario Bros. Movie with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, guilty pleasure. One of those so bad it's good movies. Guilty pleasure. Warcraft was total meh. Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, it's not a Final Fantasy movie. It shouldn't be called Final Fantasy in the first place. They only relied on making references to the games, but it's a different story taking place in Earth, not in those fictional worlds that from the games that we all know and love of. Not taking place in a Tolkien style world or a contemporary style of world like Final Fantasy 7, 8. And now here's the thing, look. From Final Fantasy 1 to 5, it was like medieval sci-fi. Final Fantasy 6, the world of Final Fantasy 6 is more like the Second Industrial Revolution due to gunpowders, steam engines, and trains. Final Fantasy VII was more of contemporary, and so was Final Fantasy VIII. Final Fantasy IX returned to medieval times. Final Fantasy X, futuristic and post-apocalypse. Final Fantasy XII, medieval sci-fi. That serves as a prequel to Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy XIII, which is futuristic. 11 and 14 are medieval sci-fi, yeah. Final Fantasy 15 is more contemporary style, while the upcoming Final Fantasy 16 is more medieval sci-fi again. Okay. So we got 5 of the hieroglyphs, and it's now time to get the 6th and last hieroglyph. Didn't mean to speak too long about Final Fantasy, but when it comes to the spirits within, I say this: screw the spirits within. Everyone knows that a good Final Fantasy movie adaptation must be based at least. A good Final Fantasy movie must be adapted at least from one of the video games. And I know what you're gonna say, that Final Fantasy VII deserves an adaptation. A movie adaptation. Who should play Cloud? Well, this may sound like a no-brainer, but I think Stephen Amell from Arrow and the wrestling drama Heels should be Cloud. Omari Hardwick from the TV show Power should be Barrett. Sydney Sweeney of Euphoria fame as Tifa. Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones as Aerith. Idris Elba as the voice of Red 13. Orlando Bloom as Sephiroth. Okay, so what other video game adaptations were terrible? Well, I gotta say that Street Fighter, the 1994 movie, but now, guilty pleasure. Because The Legend of Chun-Li totally blew. It totally blew. What other movies based on video games were terrible? The rest of the Resident Evil movies. Wing Commander? Doesn't exist to any of us. Dead or Alive? It totally blew. The second Silent Hill movie was terrible. And I remember movies like Mortal Kombat Annihilation that was bad. The 2021 Mortal Kombat movie, mediocre. Lucky enough, it's getting a sequel. I remember how all those Ufable movies, like House of the Dead, Far Cry, Postal, Seed, the Dungeon Siege movies were lambasted for being pieces of garbage. Tekken, people didn't like it. King of Fighters, no one saw that. Assassin's Creed, people hated it. What other good video game adaptations there are? Halo from Paramount Plus and also I really liked the machinima short film later compiled into an entire movie. The machinima limited series that was compiled into a movie, Halo 4 Forward Unto Dawn. That was pretty cool. And that's the last of the red jewels in the Egyptian pyramid. I only got one more left, baby! Woo! Okay. Walk to the left without a sound. There, that's good. Don't move. I know the whole story of your adventure. I heard about an ancient biotechnology using a comet's light. I didn't know it was you. With the power to change your body shape, you could get anything. People will bow at your feet. It's only natural that King Edward would trick you into this. My father? Yes. After all, that's the way kings are. He would do anything to get the power. He might even be more evil than a mercenary like me. Stop it! Either way, if I make money, it's fine. Come with me to Edward Castle. A voice whispers in Will's head. Will, play the flute. Will. Time to play the melody. Now that's a horrible way to die. Kara! Kara! Wow. That's pretty dark for a Super NES video game at that time. Well, why must everyone hate each other? I... I'm sorry, I got upset. You're doing your best to save the world. At first, I just wanted to find my father. But somehow it got to be a trial. But me, I don't regret coming on this journey. Let's go and find the fifth mystic statue. Let's go indeed. Who would have thought that a melody that once that was useful in the beginning ended up becoming something, the Jackal's Dirge. Okay, so what are the names of the characters in the English beta versions of Illusion of Gaia? Well, from what I heard, the name of the Jackal in the English beta of Illusion of Gaia was called the Black Panther. Yeah, because the drawing didn't look like a jackal and it looked more like a panther. Don't worry, it's not the Marvel superhero, it's a different character. Okay, so Will's name in Japan is Tim. Okay, so, but pause for a moment. You see the way I'm putting the hieroglyphs? I didn't find the hieroglyphs in the actual order, but I'm putting the hieroglyphs in the order that it's supposed to go. Okay, so like I said about the character names in the English beta of Illusion of Gaia, Will's name is Tim. Kara is called Karen. Uh-oh. Karen. That describes her attitude in the beginning. The pig is called... Kara's pet pig, Hamlet, is called Becky. Lance is called Rob in the English beta. Seth is called Morris in the English beta. Eric is Eric, Lily is Lily, Neil is Neil. That's all. Okay. Let's record and get ready to kick some ass. Coming for you, Mummy Queen. Time to get your ass kicked. Or should I call you Anaxunamun? Bring it on, Anaxunamun. Watch out for that energy ball. It hurts like a mother. And also, she can cast earthquakes. When you hit her, she splits into spirits, and when you're touched by one of these spirits, it can hurt you. She's turning green, which means she's getting pissed off. Ouch. Okay, now she has the face of a skeleton. Okay, now, when you hit her and she splits into spirits, and in that part, she's gonna have the spirits form a circle. You have to hit the real one. The invisible ones are fake ones, but the one that's solid, that one it is the real one that you have to hit. Yeah. Bring it on, losers. Good night, Mummy Queen. Ha ha ha. That's the fifth one, and there's only one more left to go. A voice from the flute. Will, you've done well to come this far. Father? I'm at the tower now. Bring the five mystic statues to the tower. The statues you've collected hold a key to the fate of humanity. Will, hurry. The comet is approaching. Okay, so Neil rebuilt his airplane, which means we can now go to the Tower of Babel. Only one more jewel left, and it's in the Tower of Babel. Yeah. It better not crash, Neil. over Babel. We'll be there soon, Will. Say hello to your father for me. Thanks. I know you will make a great president. I guess I won't see you for a long time. When you finish your business, hurry back to South Cape. Thank you. I'm glad we all made the trip together. On this trip, everyone found something. Lance met Lily and his lost father. Neil decided to take over his parents' company. Kyra started to really live and saw a world outside of the castle. I'm going to excuse myself. Finally, I can go to the bathroom by myself at night. Jesus Christ, Eric. I jumped out over the Tower of Babel. I hadn't been there in a year and a half. And I suppose I know who's following me. The Tower of Babel was deathly quiet. Time just stood still. Found a red jewel. That's the last of them. So I'm gonna have to wrap this up. Till the next video later.